Hello, all my yarny friends. I'm Sara Sach, and welcome to my crochet channel, and welcome to another edition of this or that, and sometimes the other thing. Well, good morning, everybody, or good day, whatever time it is where you're at. Today's discussion is going to be what I'm calling love or money. And basically, I've been getting a lot of questions lately because I did close my Etsy shop just because I was still selling there, but with all the fees and things, I was just barely breaking even because I just sell patterns. And I chose my word of the year as balance. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to balance what I'm doing, I need to decide why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's a great question for you as well. Why do you crochet? Do you crochet just because you love it? Because I love crochet and yarn. But I also was bringing in a small amount of money. And I got to thinking, am I crocheting because I love it or because I'm making money? And so that is a very good question. And I decided I wanted to evaluate all the different things that I was doing, and if it was because I just wanted to make more money, or do I just love crochet, or am I doing it because I love both? So let me break it down for you. I absolutely love to crochet. I absolutely love to design crochet patterns. I do. I just love it. I love yarn. When I pick up something or I order something in and it's a brand new yarn, my mind just starts going crazy. What can I create with this? It's thick, it's thin, it's fuzzy, all the different attributes of yarn. I just love. I said one time I've never met a yarn I didn't love. Kind of like what Roy Rogers said here, I never met a man I didn't like. Well, I've never met a yarn I didn't love. So then I started thinking about what is it that I really love about crochet. And there's lots of answers to that because I can't sit down and watch a movie or watch the news or sit down, even have a conversation, listen to music without having crochet in my hands. We go on a trip, I take a project with me. I always have a project bag with me when I go to the doctor or the dentist, or I have to go to an appointment or a meeting or something. I almost always have a project bag with me. And a lot of times it's just a ball of cotton yarn and a washcloth project, something like that. And so as the realization hit me that a lot of the reason that I crochet is for my mental health. And I know a lot of others have expressed that to me as well. It's a calming effect for me. So I'm just going to be real honest with you here. I really, really strongly dislike needles, like going and doing blood work, going to the doctor, going to the dentist, any of those things. they just stress me out. So if I can take a project bag with me, then it calms me down. So I love that about crochet. I love designing. I absolutely love coming up with new projects with yarn. I do. Whether it's old yarn or new yarn, or a thought just hit me in the head. And a lot of times I get my best inspiration by going into the children's clothing department. And I know that sounds weird, but I go into the children's clothing department because the children's clothing department usually has like the colors of the year, because you'll see all these colors. You'll see who's popular, like SpongeBob or something. Although I don't do characters at all. I don't do that because of copyright. But it tells me what kids are looking at and what they're liking, And most of the time, us adults, we like the same things. And also, it tells me what the seasons are. If you see a bunch of fuzzy hats or scarves or some new fancy shorts or something, that tells you the season, and so, and what they're wearing, things like that. And so that can be great inspiration. So I love that part of it. But when I got into selling a lot of it, when I first started selling, I was selling my dog hats and dog sweaters, and it was because people were constantly asking me for them because I made them for my own two little chihuahuas. And I thought, well, I guess I could, put some out there. So I opened an Etsy shop, And I also sold around people around town. I had my things. I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was in two different shops in Broken Arrow and one in Tulsa, just little boutique type stores. And all three of those shops are closed now. So, but anyway, I made up a bunch of, I even sewed. I would sew a top of the dog sweater and then add ruffle to it with, netting. And I made those in a bunch of sizes. I made a bunch of bandanas and embroidered things on them. I crocheted a whole bunch of things, and I loved it, but it was a lot of work because every week you have to go in and check your inventory, fill it, take things out that don't sell. And I was doing a lot of markets also school sales and stuff like that. And it was just so much work. And as it became great big, I was losing my love for it. And then I realized I don't really love that part of it. I love the designing part. And so I had to really, this year, I was thinking back of all the things that I've done. And when I got online to start selling my crochet patterns, because people were asking for the patterns for my crochet dog sweaters and dog hats. And then I was doing more things that were, because I've crocheted like since I was 13. So I've crocheted for 50 years, And so, yeah, I'm going to be 63 this year. Next month, February. Anywho, as they were asking for them, I made them available. And then I got on Ravelry. I was like one of the first ones to join Ravelry. I've been on Ravelry as long as I can remember when it comes to crochet, okay? And I want to say 15 or 16 years, something like that. And so I just really, really, really loved the crocheting and the designing, but I did not like dealing with all of the shipping and, it gets to the point where you're just making it because you need to, because somebody ordered it, and you're not enjoying what you do. And so this is where this whole conversation ended up when I was talking with other people and other designers, other people who sell patterns and items. And the question that we were talking about was, do we love what we do, or are we doing this for the money? And so the bottom line for me is I do this because I love what I do. My daughter talked me in 10 years ago into starting a YouTube channel. And if you go back and watch my old 10-year-old videos, you will laugh. I was just ridiculous. I didn't know what I was doing, but I like to watch them sometimes because it shows me how far I've grown or how much I've grown, I should say, how far I've come. Yeah, it's a good humbling experience, and I really, really, really do love what I do. I love doing video tutorials. I love our time together on YouTube, and I love getting to know everybody, and I love that process. But I don't love the process of having to sell my products, and that's why Ravelry makes it super easy. So you can go there. I have a lot of free patterns on Ravelry. You can get free patterns there. I also have paid patterns there. And all of my patterns that were on Etsy are now on Ravelry. The only difference is I had some ebooks set up on Etsy. All those same patterns are on Ravelry. I just didn't, you can't do the ebook the same on Ravelry, so I didn't do that. Okay? But anyway, my question is for you. Those of you who crochet, do you crochet because you just love it and it's healing for you? Or do you crochet because you have to? And the reason I'm asking this is because I've seen lately a lot of, and that's where it came up in this one group I'm in, why do we crochet? For love or for money? And I've noticed a lot on Ravelry and on Etsy and different places. There used to be a place I was at called Artfire. I don't even know if that even is in existence anymore. And I sold a lot of things through there as well. And so, do you love what you do? Why do you do it? And what keeps you going? It's been a great source for me because I can put my money and save it. And then I set up a budget and I try to stay within that budget to buy new yarns to tell you about. And so, yes, I really, 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 mostly what I do is for fun. I love, 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 great big heart this time, what I do. Okay, I really, really do. And I love meeting everybody online. I love when we do our live videos and seeing all the chatting that you guys do amongst each other. I love that. Something that I like to do is called a premiere. And I usually do that on Friday when we do our mystery crochet along or our of the month pattern of the month. This year we're doing ornaments. I like to do that with the premiere. It's kind of fun. It lets you know I've got it ready to go. And so that's kind of fun. And so I just really, really love all the funness of it, getting to know people and things like that, and seeing other people who love to crochet. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I've noticed a lot of people are getting burnt out on crochet as far as people who sell patterns and sell items. And everybody has different thoughts and ideas about the things they like to crochet. Favorite colors, favorite styles, favorite stitches, and everybody's at a different place in their crochet journey. And one of the things that I have found is that I've been crocheting for so long, I do what I call old school, and there's a lot of new techniques that I don't really use all of them. Some of them I try. Some of them I'm like, yeah, that's not necessary. The old way's best for me. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is we're all at a different place in our crochet journey, so don't become frustrated. And we've all got something we can learn. I don't care how long you've been crocheting. There's always something out there we can learn, and so we need to be teachable. And so I guess the bottom line to this whole video is, why do you do crochet? Why do you love yarn? What is in it for you? Because if you're only doing it because you need to make extra money, and I get it, we all need to make extra money, does it squelch the love that you have for crochet? And if it does, sometimes you just got to push through it, take a break. It's after Christmas. We probably don't have as many orders as we did before. And take a break and go into a yarn store somewhere and squeeze some yarn, or, go online and look at all the brand new yarns from Red Heart or Premier or Yarnspirations, Mary Maxim, all those places we love to buy from. Go look at the new stuff and just refresh your mind. And because, if you have to do it, you have to do it. But don't let the pressure make you not love crochet. And that's kind of where I was at the end of 2025. Sometimes the negative comments get to me, and that people don't really realize the amount of work it takes to design a pattern, to write a pattern, to take photos of a pattern, to make a video, edit a video, and all of those things. It really is quite a venture for each one, and then they get online and they're like, oh, I don't like that. That's okay. You don't have to, and so some of the negative comments would get to me. And so I've got to get to the place where I need to remember why I do what I do and why I love it. And the bottom line for it for me really is you all, every one of you. Because I love that you crochet. I love it when you say, ooh, I'm going to try that. And just an FYI, I do have a community here on YouTube now. You can post pictures to that community, okay? And if you go to my main page, and remember, if you push that little picture of me, that little circle, click that little circle of my face, it'll take you to my main YouTube page, and you'll see some little tabs under there, and it says community. Click that community, and you can post pictures. Or you can go to our Facebook group that is called Coffee and Crochet with Sara. It's our Facebook group. It's a great group. You do have to answer 3 questions to get in. And you can post all the pictures of all your projects that you want to. And so, having said all of that, I really want to encourage you not to give up. Maybe just take a break, take a breather, stay calm, and crochet on. Well, thank you all for listening to me today. Feel free to comment with any questions that you might have, or just something that you want to say. I love, love, love to read your comments. And I do read all of them. I don't always get a chance to give you a comment back, but I do read all the comments and I appreciate all of them. And I am so thrilled with all of your honesty. A lot of you have talked to me a lot about how it helps you, deal with stress like me. And so I just really, really appreciate your honesty. All right, so I'm going to let you go on that. And I'll see you next time for another edition of This or That and sometimes the other thing. All righty, bye-bye now.